All right, testing, testing. Good morning, good morning. Microphone's on. Check 1 2 1 2. Good morning, guys. Welcome to our morning note. It is Thursday, July 29th, 2021. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Welcome aboard. Let's go ahead and get started. Before we begin, make sure to click bottom right-hand corner of your screen. There's a little white box. I believe it should be there. I have it on my screen. If you click on that, subscribe to our channel, like our videos, turn on notifications, like you turn on notifications for Twitter and Instagram. Really do appreciate it as always. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Dow futures are up 154 points. NASDAQ is pulling back about 25 points, mainly from Facebook for the most part. S&P futures are green, up 9. Russell 2000 is bidding right now, up 0.90% at 2240. Crude oil futures up 0.57%, 7280. Gold futures are up nicely, 1.32% at 18.28 an ounce. 25.56 for silver futures, up 2.79%. 10-year Treasury yield 1.27%, nearly 1.28%. The dollar index is down 0.38%, 91.97. The VIX is down 3.93% at 17.59. Remember that 20 level is the key level we're looking for. Again, if it breaks that, I don't think he's going to break that anytime soon or this week. Euro dollar 118.84, up 41 pips, and the dollar yen 109.82, down 7 pips. For my forex people, 22.91 for Ethereum, 39.655 for Bitcoin. Don't like the fact that the dollar is down and Bitcoin and crypto is down as well. Not down huge, but slightly. Obviously in terms of reasonable crypto moves, 1.77% isn't exactly anything to go crazy about. All right, so looking at the market here, a couple of things happened today. So first one here is Robinhood does have their IPO today. I am not buying Robinhood IPO today, so I really don't care. I do have the Robinhood app, and I use it for buy and hold of SpyG. I also have some Goldman Sachs in there, JP Morgan, and ARKK. Now, again, I just wanted to really just use the platform. I really don't care for it. I mean, I would never use it for trading, but for buy and hold, it's fine. I don't think there's any issue with it. So again, would I buy the IPO? Absolutely not. I don't know if it's even going to break their IPO price. It may come down today. The problem with IPOs, guys, especially when you have a ton of them, is when you have the investment banks or the hedge funds or the mutual funds, not mostly mutual funds, but hedge funds, money managers. If they get into the IPOs, it pulls away from the stocks that have been extremely profitable. Again, the mega cap stocks have run the past couple of weeks, so expect those to pull back a little bit, especially if Robinhood gets bid. But keep in mind that value stocks are getting bid today. So what's a value stock? Again, banks, materials, industrials, energy. Those are the ones that are going to get bid today. I still have Citibank calls. Remember, I was looking at JPM this morning, a couple days ago. It still hasn't broke my alert yet. I think I had the alert here, or it did break the alert. There is a slight gap to fill at 153.85. I like Citibank more in terms of the price action. I have the 69 calls. I'm almost in the money now. We should be able to get that today with no problem. One stock to watch is IWM. It's looking very, very nice here. To confirm the move, this is where it gets a little tricky. I would not buy for this week, absolutely not. But a break of 223.94 would be interesting. You could possibly go into it here, but again, wait for the open. That would be a good target, 224. But the 225 calls for next week would not be a bad idea if we get continuation in IWM. Small caps were taking a hit. I talked about this this weekend with our futures traders about RTY, that I would not touch NASDAQ futures, I would not touch S&P futures, but Russell 2000 futures I would. The level I'm looking for is 2250. If that does break, which is 7 points away, that would be a good long here. You could always target 2320, if not 2335 for a swing trade, and you could possibly put the stop right around 2220, if not 2204. You want to have that good RR, so possibly the best bet would be the target of 2335 with a 2210, 2204. The moving averages crossing right there would be a good stop for you. The problem is that with the last Russell trade we had, it didn't work out. We had a stop hunt where they just went for it, and right when it hit the stop, it bounced. That's what happened. So try to be a little more liberal with your points in regards to your stops for futures. I don't use stops for options, but I use stops for futures. So just keep that in the back of your head. But again, that's RTY. So RTY and IWM are the two that I'm looking for today. Possibly look for next week trades. It's not a freebie because obviously I did one yesterday and we did Disney before. And I feel like that it's never enough for people, obviously, but it is a lot of stuff to do, guys, when you do a freebie because it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, Instagram, Twitter, and all that stuff. So, but again, if you got AMD, awesome. I'm glad for you. I'm still holding one contract AMD. It is, I think, down about 60 cents. If it gets to the negative, I'll just close out and move on. Again, it was just one contract. And again, I did fine on it. So let's go and bring up here Facebook. Facebook did report yesterday. I looked at their numbers. The numbers are absolutely amazing. The guidance was a little lax, but I think here, anything at 351.38, 350 would be a great time to buy. I believe Facebook. I will add to my position on Facebook. I don't know if we get there. If we do, great. If we don't, fine. Facebook is an amazing company. I like them. I own them. So with that being said, let's go ahead. GDP also missed today. Sorry, one piece of information. GDP also missed today. Not a huge deal. It's still stellar growth. It just didn't meet expectations. The market seems to not give a crap. So there we go. Good morning. IWM seems to about to run. IWM looks good to run. We need a little more. So again, we want to make sure. Remember that JPM I was talking about, that chart earlier this week? It never broke the alerts. So there you go. I was looking for that one, but IWM is not there yet. Again, I'll look at the volume. Again, I will go for next week expiry. If that's the case, I want to buy some time here. Let's see what we get. Good morning, Roy. Thoughts on dark pool volumes matter? In what regard does it matter, dark pools? It depends. It always depends. I mean, you could see dark pool buys at the end of the day on SPY, and it really doesn't make a difference. I think a lot of people always try to look for ways to kind of trick the market and find the flow. Does it work? I'm sure it does. I don't have any of those kind of screeners for dark pools. The only screener I look for is volume. That's all I use. But I've seen those around. I've seen them around with black box stocks, cheddar flow, and I've had friends send me stuff with it. But again, I think it's a little more than just who's buying and then the flow. I wish it was that easy. Just, oh, it's just whatever has the highest flow, I'm going to buy. There's still a little more work to be done. Adding Uber to the sell-off on the news. No, Uber is not one of my core holdings. I own some and I'm green on it, but it's not a huge core holding for me. You know, if we start getting to around the 40s, there is a gap to fill to the downside, as you can see here at 35.90. So there could be a little more pain ahead. So I would not buy Uber here. If you own it, fine. I own it. I'm not selling it. But again, there could be a little bit of a pullback there. Thoughts on Chewy, Neo, Zoom, and Nvidia? Okay, let's do one at a time. Chewy, again, the assumption is that you're asking me regarding investing or you're asking me about trading. So if you can label that for me, that'd be really helpful because some people ask about some penny stocks that I have no idea about. And if you're asking me just tickers, again, there's two modes of thought here. Is it investing long term or is it options? Options and trading. Gotcha. Thank you, Roy. Ray, excuse me. Chewy. So looking at Chewy here, let's go ahead and bring up a daily. It looks like it's starting to make a move to break out. There could be a target of around 91. Again, that's only what, $2 away, and you can see it's at 89.05. A break of 90, you could possibly look at the 92 calls. Again, I don't know how the volume works on Chewy, but that's something to look for. But it looks like it's starting to pick up a little bit. Neo, I love Neo. The options not so much, but again, you need a break of 43.66 just to get back into range, and then you could see if we get a continuation, maybe to 46. But as of right now, there's nothing there. Chewy looks better anyways. Zoom is extremely expensive. I would not trade this name at all. If you are very inclined, 381 break would be nice. Let's see here, Nvidia. Nvidia I do like, but it needs 197.80. That's my alert for that one. FB Dipfire, I wouldn't do leaps on Facebook, but I would definitely look at buying shares at 351 below. Break 351, I'll be buying more shares. I own some. A lot of talks about Wish on Twitter. Any thoughts on the stock? I don't know what they're saying about Wish, but it's a sub $10 stock. So again, prepare for volatility. On the chart, I see absolutely nothing there that makes it worthwhile. If this is some inside information that I don't know about, fine. I don't know what happens in Reddit and online. But again, I see nothing here that makes me want to even buy a call or buy a contract whatsoever. Thoughts? Okay, excuse me. Spotify. Spotify, not the best in terms of options, but I guess a nice little V-shaped recovery slightly after earnings, but it's still a downward trend, so nothing there yet. Not even puts, not even calls. It's in basically no man's land on the hourly. Thoughts on Peloton? I actually own a Peloton bike and I love it. It's a great company. I can see why people love this stock. If you are expecting another lockdown, Peloton is bullish. Again, this is the stay-at-home stocks. If you're expecting the Delta variant, well, nothing will happen, then of course Peloton may take a little bit of a hit, but really the upside comes from Peloton with lockdowns. If we get another set of lockdowns, does it mean that I'll never hit 171? I think down the line it will. If Peloton hits $80, I will be buying shares of Peloton personally. But right here, as a trade, no, I would say it needs 126 at least. Would you be long or short oil for the next few years? I think oil hits $80 at least $80 to $100 a barrel within the next 12 months. Obviously, we had the heavy driving season. That's a basis play on the dollar. If the dollar gets weaker, the oil's going to still pick up. So I still think $80 to $100 a barrel within 12 months. Again, not really a hell of a call because it's 72.98. I bought some XOP for a swing trade, actual shares. I'm expecting about $90 a barrel right by that mid range. So again, I'd rather own the stock of XOP than actually own the options. So again, that's what I'm holding on XOP. So I'm still a little more bullish on oil than most people are. Thank you, you're welcome. Laser, Palantir, I just went over Palantir. Laser, I don't know much about. It is broke above the 200-day, so that's interesting. But other than that, on the daily, it's still a downward trend. If you're trying to scalp it, I can see that. Maybe you can target 19, maybe. Let's see, NQ100 entry points. So that would be, let's say we're going Qs then. So I guess he's talking about NASDAQ. Really the NASDAQ, the level you want to take a look at is possibly the 200-day, which is 14,877. But if you look at the daily here, that's really your best bet if you're swinging futures. It's 14,316. Right now, we're still kind of frothy. We're near the highs. So again, unless you're expecting a blow off top, again, there's nothing really to do on NQ. Tilray, some more of a move. Tilray's at 1601. What closed at 1601? It's still continuing to go higher. But again, you can see it's hitting that resistance of 1706. If it does break 1706, you could target about the 1850 calls if that's the case. Short Hood, you cannot short Hood. It's an IPO. There's no puts, there's no options, there's nothing. I'm not buying it. Levels to watch Airbnb, I have calls for 820. Airbnb options do suck. I've traded it on my own before. They suck. They don't move well enough. I own shares. A break of 129.24 is fine. That's what I'm waiting for a break to buy more. Really the level to watch if you're looking to is 149.55, and then you can target 155, so that's the case. Will the job and GDP numbers impact the markets? They already came out and it's not impacting anything. Support levels on DDD. This is, I believe, 3D printing. I'm going to go and bring up a daily for this one. And really that support level to the T is that 200-day of 23.63. Your next resistance level is the 50-day, which is right around 30.49. And Uber, again, we talked about that already. Uber, I wouldn't add any more until we get this gap fill, if we get there, which is right around 36.24. There's one more. Is Goldman Sachs news on China companies good for BABA? It is. You can see BABA is up on the news. It's at $200 a share. I did buy some more, I believe it was last week or early this week, I forget. It was early this week, I nibbled a little more. I own BABA, I love it. Goldman Sachs is saying now that they have attractive valuations. Obviously they know BABA is still the best one. Break 217.04, then we can see we're back in range. But until then, really nothing has really changed on BABA. Again, you own it, you're not really worried about it, but if you're trading it, it can be a pain. So there we are. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and leave it there. Have a great rest of your day. I will catch you guys online on Instagram, Twitter, and we'll catch you for the aftermarket recap. Have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you guys